So recently, on a cold and wet December weekend, I actually ventured outside into the real world, if you can believe it or not, because I went to MCM's Comic Con in Birmingham, UK, and I thought I'd just share a few clips of my time there, as it was quite an impressive show, to be honest, which kind of wowed me from the moment I went through the door, as it was this big stage arena full of different events, guests, things to see and do, stalls to buy overpriced merch from, and even retro video games to play. Plus, of course, there were lots of cool cosplayers, and I even managed to spot a whole bunch of cool PlayStation characters, from Ellie from Last of Us 2, to Aloy from the Horizon franchise. I even saw a bunch of Metal Gear Solid characters, as well as a whole bunch of Final Fantasy VII and other Final Fantasy cosplayers. There was also this guy, who at the time I thought was Joel, but looking at these clips back, I'm not quite sure who he was. But it wasn't just the PlayStation character cosplayers that impressed me, because there was a whole bunch of other stars, from anything like John McClane and Die Hard, to a load of different Deadpools and Spider-Mans wandering around the show floor. There was also a load of Doctor Who stuff, as well as a load of Batman stuff, and of course more Marvel stuff, like these cool Doctor Strange and WandaVision cosplayers. But one of my favourites has to be this awesome Buzz Lightyear costume. Just look at that. But I honestly wasn't there to look at all the cosplayers, oh no. My main reason for going was because David Hayter of Metal Gear Solid fame and Troy Baker of Last of Us fame were there, and I was determined to get an autograph and a photo with them both. You ready? But first I was going to have to get in line in order to meet David, and he was also here with Jennifer Hale, who played Naomi in Metal Gear, along with many other characters from games, and both of them did a Q&A panel afterwards, talking all things Metal Gear and the gaming industry. It was really cool hearing them talk. It was just a shame the host was a bit of a dick. So I got in line and queued for an hour and a half, until finally it was my chance to meet him.
What's your name? Richard. Did, but it's like... Of course, yeah, your little thing. Richard, where are you from, Richard? From oh, no. From the weather, excellent. That's a joke. But I do love being in England. Unfortunately, leave tomorrow. No doubt, anytime they invite me. Do you have a favorite Metal Gear? That's best. Yeah, oh yeah. I think 3 has the best. They're great. Yeah, right. Yeah, not quite so verbose. So nice to meet you. Today.
It was definitely worth the wait, because he was a really cool guy, and I had this photo shoot with him afterwards, where I got another picture with him. One down, all that was left now was Troy Baker. And at this point I managed to get to the front of the queue, so I was first in line to meet him, though I still had to wait 1 hour and 30 minutes before he'd come out, and I was going to get him to sign my Joel edition of Last of Us on PS3.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, how are you? Like we were just forming a clan together. It's like we will fight together. You and I.
I have a...
Sorry, yeah. Tell me about her story. What's a farming simulator? Why? Okay, hold on. And then what happened?
Now unfortunately, this miserable woman here with the green hair stopped us recording, so you couldn't hear the rest of this cool conversation. But when I told him that Joel should live, he asked me for my version of the story, and I told him basically that Ellie should have found out about Joel and then banished him, and then they just lost contact for several years, and it should have been Dina and all the people in Jackson that got killed, and then Ellie wanting revenge, sought out Joel to help her do it, and then they go through a game getting revenge and also building their bridges, and he seemed to like the idea, though I did find it funny when I said at least with that you'll get a third game, because he sort of laughed and said he's not bothered about not having that game. After that I had to queue up again for another photo shoot, this time with Troy Baker. And just in case you wanted to see what I actually got signed, well, here is Metal Gear Solid 1 on PlayStation 1 signed by David Hayter, and this is the Joel edition of Last of Us on PS3 signed by Troy Baker. I'm really chuffed with these, they look great, and hopefully I get to meet Ashley Johnson at some point and get the Ellie edition signed. So yeah, it was a really cool day, I really enjoyed it, great to meet two legends of the gaming industry. And needless to say, when I left, I was a very happy chappy. So, did you guys go to this Comic Con? Have you been to another Comic Con? Have you met these guys before? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this little sneak peek of my trip out, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.